Hi friends, today we are going to learn about the use effect in REACTJS, how to integrate API data into our component. Before executing the component, initially how do we how do we get this API data into our application. By using this use effect only we can achieve that one. Initially it is going to execute first thing in this use effect. That's why by using this axios we can configure that API configuration to get the API data into our application. Let's get started to know about in detail about this, how to use effect and axios, how to configure the API integration in this, and finally how to display the data once if you receive from the API on the table. Also we'll look into that to table also we are going to use that bootstrap type. Right now REACTJS, by using this snippet we will get the template, that is arrow function template. Then let's create one info state variable, that means it is going to handle the API data. Set info equals to, we'll use that use state hook for handling the data. It's a state where it is going to create the state variable here. So next let's use that use effect method, use effect method. Here within this we'll pass two parameters. First one is callback function. By using arrow function we'll achieve that one, and second parameter with comma separated square brackets, that means dependency array. This first part we can call it as callback function. In second part is the dependency array. In this first argument we are going to write some kind of code, that is in this we will call a API integration method. That means we will call that axios fetch method, axios fetch, or otherwise axios API data. Then you can give small letters, camel case letters, API data. You can give any name here, and for this we are going to write down the definition outside of that. Const control V equals to, we'll use arrow function here, and within this we'll use that API integration by using axios method. This use effect, what is the purpose of use effect? Whenever this component executes, before executing this JSX part, initially once if you enter into this component, initially first it is going to execute this use effect. That means this function is going to call initially. So in this initial function what we are going to write, we will allow that axios, we need to install that axios. I means install, and npm I axios. Just click on this one, copy this, and coming to here and right click it and hit the enter button. Then it is going to install and it is going to show in the package.json, that is bootstrap 5, no, not this one, yeah, react axios 2.0.6 it is showing. After installation you can check in this. Now it is available, it has already I have installed. So I need to import that here. Control C, we will set right everything at one place. Control V and use state, Control C comma Control V, and you can remove this and remove this also, and just we will import axios, import import. First one is that we will use that axios. This is our method is going to use imported method. Here we will use that axios, axios. Then Now it is ready with us to utilize this axios. Control C, and you can use that here. Control V dot get method will use that, and within this we are going to call that this URL, that means this one, it is a API URL, and put it that in double quotes, and after that dot, then in this method, it is chain method, in this we will use that callback function, that means response implies response, directly we can give the value for this one. This is the method. In this method we are going to pass the parameter, this response as a parameter, this response, that means we need to fulfill this info state variable. Directly we can't do, through this function only we are going to achieve that response data into this one. Just we need to pass a response in the set info method as a parameter, then received data is going to store in info just now. And if anything else, that means in API in calling, in this URL something is, some any kind of issue is there from the backend side, it is going to catch that, and we can achieve this by using catch method. Simply we can show them in the console. You don't worry about this one, it is coming to as a validation part, as of now it is not required, we need to focus on this one only. So response already there, then we'll check that response in the console. What is that response info? The data is, once it is response comes to this info, whether it is received in the info or not, we'll verify in the browser. Already I am running this one, successfully run, then we'll verify that in the browser console. Just we'll verify in the console. So initially undefined, why it is saying this undefined here, we need to give the array of objects, means array we should give. Just refresh it, and initially empty, and after receiving this API integration data, then we'll get into this data. So in this data is available, so we need to give again here dot data extension. The data is in, which is in response.data, so it is in, directly we can get this data. 200 lines of rows are there. Just we'll open it, one thing, okay, user ID, title and completed or not. So user ID is unique, not unique, IDs are unique, so we'll go to display this ID and title. So here we received the data, so just keep it in the console, or else we can use keep it as this, then focus on this place. We need to display this entire info in the table by using the bootstrap file. So here we use that React fragment kind of, this we can call it as default React dot fragment. Within this, the meaning of this one, group of tags we can use in this, that is the meaning only. So now we'll use that table. Within this table we'll focus to give that class name, that is table. Here I am going to apply this cascading style sheet, which is in bootstrap built-in CSS, we can call it as, and bordered table, BOR. Okay, later we'll see one by one border table. After applying everything one by one in live, we'll check this one. As of now we'll keep it like that, and we need to focus on that table header. What we have in the table header, we have TR, means table row. Within this TDs THs are there. One is for ID, control C, control V, same for second one is for title, TITLE, title. So headers are ready. That means in the table two columns are there. First column is the TD ID, second column is title. Now we'll focus on body of that table. T body in this T body. In this we are going to get the JS format, JavaScript format. JS format means within curly brackets we can give our JavaScript code. So here we are going to give that info dot length should be greater than equals, then only we can utilize this to show the on the browser. If it is length greater than, that means information, how much of length is there as of now, 200 rows are there, so it is greater than 0. So if it is the data is there, length greater than 0 means number of some records are there, then only and then only we are going to map the data and show on the table in the browser. Mapping, here parentheses are there, within that we'll use that info or value or data, some kind of we can give dt or row, we can give row implies here. Within this we'll return that by using this react dot fragment. Close this one. Why we are using this react dot fragment? Because of we can eliminate n number of divs to speed up our application. Now we'll give the key. What is the key value? Row dot, it is unique value, row dot id. Already we have seen that row dot id here, this id. Then we'll display that within this. What kind of data we need to display? Row by row. That means we'll follow that tr row. Within this we'll give the td. Each row 2 columns required. That means first column is td, second column also td. Here we'll get that id, row dot id, we'll get it. Control C, Control V, same kind. Here we need to change that to title, 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 and anything else it is going to display everything. Then let's look in the browser. 200 of data is showing here and horizontal lines are showing because of this table bootstrap we have used. If you remove this one also, that table will not, lines also will not appear. Just verify. Look here, nothing is there, it's a plain. Then we'll apply this cascading, bootstrap cascading style, and bordered. If you want border, but means there is no border like a box type. So to achieve that, bordered, bordered table, table, whether it is coming or not, just we'll verify. It's not coming, so table border reverse we can use table, table bordered. Let's verify whether the border is showing or not. Yes, border came. That means straight lines, vertical lines came. Then let's give some kind of margin top here, margin top 5. Then we'll get this some kind of margin at the top. Actually we need to give this margin top here by taking the div. As of now it is okay, no problem, you can use like this. And if you want apply the border colors also, you can use that table border, border primary, it is going to show that blue color, all the lines. Yeah, it is changed to blue color. And whenever the mouse is moving each row, it is not reflecting row by row. So for that we will use that table over, table hyphen hover. So it will be nice now for looking. Now here 200 records are showing. If you want to reduce to 10 lines of records, we can make some changes in the logic of this part. So we'll make it change it to 10 lines. Just return tu or in return. Within this we'll apply, no need to return, just we'll apply let new data, new info equals to, this is the response dot data dot filter, filter, filter of, what we call that one, filter of, we'll use that obj implies, that means arrow function, obj, obj means here each row, that means row, we can call it as row, each row, row dot id less than or equal to 10, only 10 if you required, you will get this one. Then control V, in this we'll apply this new info, that means 10 lines of records will assign to this one. Let's verify in the browser, now 10 lines are showing or not. Refresh it. Yeah, here it is 10 lines is showing. In this way we can reduce number of records and 10 or 20 as you like. That's it. So we achieved that. Initially when the page itself loading, initially it is going to execute this use effect. Within this we have the axios API data method is there. In this axios API data contains API configuration, that means API integration, that means it is going to get the URL, it is going to get the URL data and give the response. After getting response we'll reduce, or if you want total data you are going to assign to this set info, then the data is available in the info. That's why we can able to show in the console as well as in the table also, we can show that on the browser. That's it friends. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.